Now, I don't mind admitting that at times I can be a bit of a hypocrite because I tell students off for buying lots of extra mouthpieces all the time. You know, it's not the mouthpiece, it's the player. Good morning, welcome to today's vlog. Today is quite a busy day. The good news is Kate and the kids are coming back this evening. Academies are going to get the house tidied up and everything else like that. But I've also got a new lens coming. I'm going to test drive a Tesla, and I've got to also make a video for somebody else, which is what I'm going to be doing now, editing, whilst waiting for the new lens to arrive. I've also got to get these beats charged up before I go to Germany tomorrow. Really looking forward to going to the Music Mindset. I've never actually been before, never even been to Frankfurt before, so looking forward to it. Flying from London City as well, which should mean I get some quite decent B-roll for you guys because it flies in and out of London. But you can guarantee, in my luck, it will fly completely the other way, and all you'll see is the Thames and the North Sea. If you want to kind of keep up to date with what I do more often, get over to my Instagram page. My Instagram is kind of amazingly done, so amazingly well with YouTube, over 6,000 subscribers. I've got loads of followers on Twitter, Facebook is doing okay. My Instagram feed though is really low. So if you watch this channel and you're on Instagram, come follow me on there, because you kind of, I update that a little bit more than YouTube, because it kind of, you know, it's quick and easy to move things along. Now, my two previous projects, Miles and Coltrane at 90 and so I'm just recording a promo for a new gig I've got coming out. Well, it's going to be out next year, but I'm highlighting 1959, which was a key year in jazz history, and it'll be the 60th anniversary, of course, next year. And believe it or not, I have to book venues now for next year. In fact, most venues are now booking towards the end of this next year into 2020. So it's important to get the videos out now and the emails out. But basically what you've got Kind of Blue by Miles Davis, Giant Steps by Coltrane, who of course is on Kind of Blue. You've got Dave Brubeck's Time Out, and you've got Ornette Coleman, The Shape of Jazz to come, and of course the fifth one, Mingus Autumn. But there's loads of other stuff that's out that year as well. So it's really a great opportunity to play some amazing music and give venues a chance, because venues always need some way of hooking people in. It's very, very difficult in this environment these days to be able to, for venues to keep plugging away and finding new ways of doing it. Anyway, that's my take anyway. But celebrating Blue Note, we are in London's Pizza Express Jazz Club, which is kind of second only to Ronnie Scott's in London, on May 28th, and tickets are now on sale. I'll link to them below. Now, I don't mind admitting that at times I can be a bit of a hypocrite because I tell students off for buying lots of extra mouthpieces all the time. You know, it's not the mouthpiece, it's the player. And it's probably the same in photography, that it ain't the lens, it's the photographer. But I was watching Pete McKinnon talking about 85mm lenses, and receipts have been open. I decided to treat myself for my birthday, which isn't for a few weeks, to a new 85mm lens. And in that in mind, let's head to Cambridge, let's go and shoot some B-roll. I'm here to test drive this
Here's your benchmark.
Yeah, of course. Now, sadly, Tesla wouldn't let me film the test drive, which is a real shame because it was a really good fun experience. It's definitely unlike any other car I've ever driven in my life before. Driving this now feels weird. The fact that the braking, you know, you don't have to, it has a regenerative braking like a Formula 1 car. So or you basically can drive it most of the time with just 1 foot, which is incredible. My biggest question is though, how is it worth twice, even 2.5, 3 times the value of a BMW 3 Series, an Audi A4? The whole car park's like a building site. You've got to drive a chicane to get round. I mean, I get that it's an incredibly advanced car, but the tech involved is insane. But £67,500, effectively 72,000 once you've got some of the sort of standard extras that you need. It's a lot of money. I could buy Katie and I a car each for a very good price for that. But long term, it's definitely the future. The tax incentives on them are pretty incredible. I can see why the government's trying to get us to do it. I'm going to get onto my account and let him run the numbers and we'll see. If it was 25 grand cheaper, 20 grand cheaper, I'd definitely be interested, and I'd be very close to signing up for one today because it was a phenomenal experience. But that amount of money for a car, maybe you guys need to get me up to 1 million subs and then I'll be able to afford it. I'm joking. I don't think even people with 1 million subs can afford one of those.
Again, show that the government's taking a level of control of some of the loopholes.
Just want to point out that it's currently 4:45 on a Monday evening, and usually in Cambridge that would mean gridlock. Because the schools aren't on and all these roads down here are all held with all the lovely Cambridge private schools, all the little mummies and their Chelsea tractors are not driving today, so the roads are absolutely clear. Now, one of the best things about my flight to Germany tomorrow is that I'm flying with British Airways, who I haven't flown with for a long time, and not Ryanair. Ryanair were really cheap. It was £6 to Frankfurt-Hahn, but then I looked up and it's 2.5 hours from Frankfurt-Hahn, which is nowhere near Frankfurt, to Frankfurt. But British Airways give you quite a decent baggage allowance as well. And I'm not flying with my saxophone, basically because I'm going to take my mouthpiece and my reeds, and there are going to be so many saxophones there, and I'm sure, well, I know, I've already asked, I can beg, steal or borrow one off someone to get some practice done, to try out and stuff like that. And to be honest, I'm not really going for that. I'm going there to cover it for you guys, so you guys know more about it and just have a good look around myself. It's such a relief not to be flying with horns, because flying with your saxophone is a real pain in the... Because airlines, especially the budget airlines, are always really keen to try and rip you off. When I lived in Northern Ireland, I used to have to do, I think I did, one year I did 124 flights in and out of which was more than twice a week basically, to various different gigs. And the trouble I had with my saxophones was a real pain. I mentioned a bit of it in the sax case vlog. Anyway, I've got 40 centimeters by 30. I'm hoping I'll be able to check the camera bag and hand luggage plus luggage, which gives me so much luggage, it's unbelievable. In fact, more than I actually need. But I just need to check this is slightly longer. See, I have to take the camera bag anyway. Worst comes to the worst, I'll have to shove the camera bag into my main luggage and unpack the camera. I am not a great packer, so I really need to crack on. I really need to get, and then the kids and Katie's flight is delayed, which is a real pain, so I don't know what time I'm going to get to Stansted and see them. But I want to maximise the time I get to pack now, so I get the most time I possibly can with the kids tomorrow before I have to fly to Germany. So let's get cracking. You can get your coffee with Dan mugs still below. Well, you can drink tea in them as well as I am now, because of course it's after 5 o'clock, and in fact I think after lunchtime it's against the law for an Englishman to drink coffee. You have to drink tea after lunch. What I didn't mention was 2 years ago, EasyJet threw Charlie and, well, Amy and Katie off a flight because Charlie had spots and they were saying he's got chicken pox, he can't fly. Right now, Belfast International Airport says the flight has departed at 7:20. But I've got Amy texting me from the tarmac, and on Flight Tracker, they've gone absolutely nowhere. And Katie's saying it could be an hour and 20 minutes before they take off, which conveniently is the same time EasyJet have a plane already scheduled to land from Belfast at Stansted. So basically EasyJet are leaving them on the tarmac so that they can meet their own flight times for, I don't know, it's just EasyJet, you're terrible. So they should have taken off at 5 and been home for 6:30. It's now 5 to 10 and they're still not landed. Anyway, I'm gonna go and pick them up now. Hi Ola.
Oh yeah.
You alright? So what do we say? We say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching. Ready? 3, 2. Oh, slipped us over. Thank you for watching. Check out yesterday's vlog here, this time last year. And we'll see you really soon. Bye bye. Say bye bye. Bye.